A single male lion is a formidable opponent, but when you have 5 more big and strong male lions who are expert buffalo and hippopotamus killers, then it's a recipe for chaos.
It's not known how many lions they killed during their almost decade-long reign, but it's believed to be in the dozens. Of the 6 wonders, the lion always takes the prime spot. The lions are always ruled over by a coalition. This large male lion coalition has left a huge footprint on their home grounds, the Maasai Mara in Kenya. They have ruled over an area of almost 1,000 square kilometers over the many years of their dominance. The coalition of a father lion, Notch, and his 5 cubs. Notch 2, Mightylong, Ron, Caesar, and Grimace. This incredible coalition was unlike any that had ever been seen before. The strangest thing was that it was made up of a father and his 5 sons. This was unheard of in the Lion Kingdom. The young lions might have killed their father, but it goes to show how feared Notch was and how good he was at managing family dynamics. Who was Notch? Notch or Callie was born in late 1999 or 2000 and formed a coalition with another young lion called Light Male. By 2004, the two were confident enough to challenge the Marsh Pride lions that were made famous by the BBC's Big Cat Diaries TV show. They dislodged Simba and Blondie from their perch and made the pride their own. As is the custom in the Lion Kingdom, they killed the cubs and went on to sire their own with the lionesses. In mid-2005, other lions were encroaching on the Marsh Pride's territory and Notch's partner, Light Male, was killed by 3 invading lions. Many predicted that this would be the end of Notch, but against all odds, he held on to his territory by staying close to the lionesses and keeping a low profile. The pride had 8 cubs when Notch was finally dislodged in 2007. Once again, it was predicted that Notch wouldn't survive long as a nomad, but then he did something unthinkable. When he was chased away from the Marsh Pride, he joined his sons, 5 subadult male cubs, who had barely escaped with their lives when their father was dislodged. They were now nomads in the wild. Notch took care of his sons, Notch 2, Mightylong, Ron, Caesar and Grimace, for more than a year until they were fully grown. Notch was probably 9 years old when their reign of terror began in Maasai Mara in 2008. Notch was a brilliant and beautiful black-maned lion, and it took guts and skill to build this complicated union with his sons. The 6 lions dominated the Mara, over 1,000 square kilometers, for years and sired dozens of cubs in almost all of the prides here. During that period, any guests that came to the Mara and did not see Notch and his sons left disappointed. They were celebrities, and I remember the 6 lions roaring simultaneously, and some of my guests would even try and hide under the seats of the safari vehicle. Within a few years they would establish absolute dominance in the Mara by killing and intimidating lions that stood in their way. Immortalized in the Disney film African Cats that was released in 2010, Notch and his son's prowess at hunting was well illustrated. Niels Mogensen, a senior program scientist with the Mara Predator Conservation Program, described the Notch coalition as a powerful force who were all astonishing males and detrimental to other lion populations. Although Notch was an old lion and in an unusual relationship with his 5 sons, he stood toe-to-toe with them. He was the alpha male and made the boys know that until his age caught up with him. There are other large coalitions in the Mara, and some of them are controlling many prides, but none were as notorious as the Notch coalition, says Niels. A single male lion is a formidable opponent, but when you have 5 more big and strong male lions, who are expert buffalo and hippopotamus killers, then it's a recipe for chaos. Due to the incredibly huge territory that they controlled, it seemed they had spread themselves thin, with Mightylong vanishing in the Mara Triangle in 2010, probably killed by other male lions. By now, Notch was on his last legs. He was more than 14 years old when he died in 2013. He had split from his boys in the last few years of his life, but was always near them for food and security. Jonathan Kalo was one of the last few people to see Notch alive. His state had deteriorated and he was emaciated. We could see that he just had a few days to live. His sons had done a brilliant job of keeping him alive over the years. He still had his huge, black mane, and although weak, he was as defiant and proud as ever. The sons of Notch, Notch 2 and Grimace, shot by National Geographic Nature Photographer of the year 2016, Varuna Diffier. A few months after Notch's death, Grimace also died deep into enemy territory, and although the coalition was now cut in half, they were still formidable. Although their territory had shrunk from their heydays, Ron, Caesar and Notch 2 were still intimidating and menacing to other lion coalitions. Sometime in 2016, Ron was killed by the Sand River males, who were slowly becoming a formidable coalition. Caesar died in 2017 after he developed a limp on his hind legs. Notch 2 was the only one remaining, and he left his territory quietly without putting up much of a fight. The son of Notch became a nomad in his former territory and disappeared. Rumors were rife in the Mara that he was dead. Notch 2 reappeared months later, and to the surprise of lion lovers across the world, he was with Spearboy, his dashingly handsome and fierce son. History was repeating itself. Notch 2, being his father's son, had realized that he had to team up with his up-and-coming son to increase his chances of survival, as he was over 14 years old, just like his father had done over a decade ago, recalls Jonathan Kalo. The father and son duo formed the Lookout Pride and stayed together for more than a year until Notch 2 disappeared last year and is presumed dead at the age of 15. Spearboy became a nomad in the Mara after his father's demise. Longevity of Notch 2 even eclipsed his father, and it's hoped that the new generation of lions will be equally as brilliant as these legends. The coalition never really stayed with a pride but roamed the Mara, constantly looking for females to mate with, and in the process killed many cubs, including many of their own. As they produced quite a lot of offspring in the Mara with different prides, many lions today probably have and share the Notch genes, but the question is whether it has caused any inbreeding or not. We just don't know, concludes Niels Mogensen. With the demise of the Notch coalition, the sons of Notch still hold sway in the Mara, with Caesar 2, Ron 2, Blue Eyes and Dongo forming the Recaro coalition. They are formidable, ruthless, and have been known to kill their own cubs. Notch's grandsons control 4 huge prides. Notch and his sons were the most famous lions in the world due to their unusual dominance, and this led to intense scrutiny, which increased the number of visitors to the Mara, and the dwindling number of African lions got the spotlight they deserved. Will there ever be another pride of lions as dominant as the Notch coalition? We doubt it, but the legacy of that deadly lion gang lives on, courtesy of several generations of offspring they sired across the Mara in a decade of absolute domination and carnage. Supported by famous BBC documentaries and featured in countless articles, photographs, and reports while being followed by thousands on social networks, the Notches became stars. They entertained and amazed people around the globe, and now this era is over. Over the years, and due to countless battles with other male lions, the Notch coalition lost members one by one. Long was the first, who vanished in 2010 in the Mara Triangle. Notch himself never returned from a mission to find his missing son Grimace mid-2013 in enemy territory. A year later and a half later, Grimace got lost during one of his excursions to find new females to take over. The remaining 3 Notch boys finally settled down in the Lookout Hill area, still being a formidable coalition of 3 big male lions. The final chapter of the Notch's reign started mid-2016, when Ron went missing and never showed up again, probably being killed by other male lions. A year later, Caesar developed a limp and lost condition. The reason turned out to be an abscess in his upper right hind leg. Vets treated him, but 2 months later he was found being in a very bad state again, hardly being able to move. He was last seen lying motionless on the banks of the Mara River close to Lookout Hill. It was not a fight with other lions, it was not a conflict with humans, and Caesar died naturally. With the demise of Caesar, there is only one of the Notches left, Notch 2. At an age of almost 13 years and being all by himself now, his days will be numbered as younger males already smell weakness. The legacy of the Notches will live on as they have sired countless cubs, with many of them being adults now, ruling over vast areas of the Maasai Mara.
Oh, he's a lovely cat. He'll walk straight towards us, or right past us.